Hi Mantasha,
Hello,
how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. What about you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mantasha. So tell me, where do you belong
I'm from Uttarakhand.
to? Okay, so how would you describe Uttarakhand to me?
Uttarakhand is pilgrimage area, and it is quite famous for temples and and for hills and the nature.
Okay, and lots of adventure. It's a very
Yeah,
beautiful tourist destination as it is, right?
mm, yeah, and quite famous for Kedarnath and Badrinath. Most of the people often visit that places.
Okay, most of the people
Yeah,
often visit these places, not that
this.
places.
Okay.
These because they are more than one places, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. And tell me, have you been there? Have you been to Kedarnath and Badrinath?
No, I have never visited that places.
So would you like to visit these places?
Yeah, whenever I get time, then I want to visit it. I want to visit all Uttarakhand.
Okay, good enough. All right. So
Yeah.
tell me, what are you doing there now?
In Uttarakhand, actually, I'm a student. Is,
Okay,
is
and
there
what?
a, is there any background noise?
There's no background noise. Actually, it's the machine of my laptop which is
Oh,
running. So
okay,
I think it's going to be okay in the next couple of seconds.
okay, okay.
So what are you studying in Uttarakhand at the moment?
I'm pursuing MSc. It's my second year from SBPG College, Rudurpur.
MCA. All right. Okay. So tell me, what do you want to do after you complete your program?
Uh, I told you that MSc, not MCA. Master of
MC.
Science. A Master of
Oh,
Science
MSc.
MSc.
Okay,
MSc.
MSc. All right. So MSc. So what are your future prospects?
I haven't decided, but if I'll get chance, so I want to complete B.Ed.
You want to complete BA.
Yeah,
All right. Good enough. You want to become a teacher,
yeah, I think so.
and I think you're going to teach science and mathematics. This is what I imagine, isn't it? Right?
According to my subject, I can teach like maths and science and any other subject. But if you ask me about my choice, then I want to teach English because it's my favorite subject. That's why I choose this one.
You are doing an MSc. You
Yeah,
want to teach
it's
English.
yeah. I know it's difficult, but according to my choice, I will choose English.
So what's the connect between your MSc and the English language?
I don't know actually. I'm from a Hindi medium school, so since ever since I joined social media, I love this language, and I started my journey. I think 7 and 8 months ago, and after that, when I started to learn English language and all the grammar books, so now I am fond of to learn this language, and I want to teach this language.
Okay, good enough. All right. So now tell me, do you actually belong to Uttarakhand or are you from somewhere else?
No, actually, I'm from Uttarakhand.
You're from Uttarakhand.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about humor now. Tell me, how important do you think is it to have laughter in life?
I didn't get your question actually. What were you asking?
Tell me, how important do you think is it to enjoy life, to laugh, to have a lot of
Oh,
laughter and humor in life?
yeah, it is so important actually because if we think about the all problems and also sadness and about the failure, so we will get demotivate ourselves. And after some time, it will happen that we will not get to the simple point, and we will distract from our path. That will happen surely. So the small happiness is also very important for our life, that if we are walking somewhere and suddenly we will meet from strangers, and we will talk or we will help them, or we are watching a movie or any comedy show. So these things makes us happy, and happiness is very important for to live our life easily. And if we always think about the failure, about the stress problem, because it happen with everyone na? It is not happening with an individual person. So we don't think about those things which are like hurting ourselves. We always should find find the points how can we make ourselves happy. And I think traveling is the best way to make ourselves happy whenever we go anywhere, and we get the energy. That's how we can make ourselves happy.
So tell me of an incident that really made you laugh,
Yeah.
something that brought a smile to your face. Can you think of an incident?
Yeah, actually, I have done a hilarious moment when I was in class 12. Actually, I was very naughty when I was in class 12, as well as shy. But actually, I'm from a science student, so this science students and the art student class was combined at that time. So my teacher was absent, my physics teacher. So at that day, we were free. There was no physics class, so often we used to sit on the stairs, and there was a beehive actually in the pipe. So I thought I should do something with that, and I, uh, I just put my hand on the pipe and I just closed the door. And after a minute, when I took my hand back, and suddenly all the bees came out from the pipe, and everyone started to run here and there, and all the bees didn't bite to anyone except me. And and the bee bite on my right hand, and I was screamed hysterically. I was just crying and crying. And after some minute, when I got relief, then we again sat there. And because I was angry with that incident, and I thought again I should do something, and I hit from my shoe to the pipe, and again those bees came out from the pipe. And then the bee hit me on the sorry bite me on my left hand, and my both hands was solid because of that. And those bees didn't bite to anyone except me on that day, and my teachers and my all friends were chuckling behind me and they were laughing. This was the hilarious moment in my life I have done.
All right. So you wanted to punish everybody else, but you got punished in the process yourself, right?
Exactly, yeah, right.
All right. Now, prepositions from. You need to use your preposition. Sorry, your prepositions in the right way, right? So you are
Okay.
not using your prepositions properly, right?
Okay, right, yeah.
And the bees bite me. The bees
Hmm.
bit. They did not bite you because you are
Yeah,
talking about
second
something that
form.
happened.
Bit.
Yes,
Okay.
bit, and you are
Bit.
talking about something that happened in the past,
Hmm.
basically, right?
Yeah.
So
Actually, I didn't know what the correct pronunciation of a bite. That's why I used bite there.
yeah, so it's bit actually without the e, right?
Okay, right.
Um, you have to be a little careful with your tenses as it is, right? So
Yeah.
tell me, do you like watching comedy programs on maybe OTT or on television or on
Yeah.
any other platform?
Yeah, I really love to watch comedy show. Actually, one of my favorite is the Kapil Sharma show, as you already know that, I think. And there are some stand-up comedy. I really love those things because whenever I get time in our life, we have a lots of things to do. We have a lots of responsibilities, the schools, college, and household chores. So whenever I get time, I just try to make myself happy, and I always try to watch more and more comedy shows, because if I started to watch some like a hilarious kind of things on mobile phone, it will distract me from my path that I want to be fluent very soon, or whatever I want to do in my life. So I just make myself happy from all those things, and really it works. Whenever I watch any kind of video on my mobile phone, stand up comedy, and mostly the Kapil Sharma show, it makes me happy.
Okay. So when you laugh, do you think it changes your attitude towards life?
Exactly.
When you're
When
happy, do you think you it changes your attitude towards life?
Yeah, exactly. Because whenever I'm sad, like if something happened with me, or whatever the problem I'm facing, when I watch any show like a stand-up comedy or the Kapil Sharma show, instantly it affected my life and my personality. It makes me happy immediately. So I always choose this thing to do whenever I get demotivated in my life.
Whenever I get demotivated in my life,
In
right? So as I was saying, the prepositions you need to use them. You need to know how to use prepositions properly, right? And apart from prepositions, if you leave out a word in a sentence, then it changes the meaning of the sentence, right? The sentence does
Okay.
not remain complete. So you have to make sure that you complete your sentences. You don't skip
Okay.
any words, basically, right?
Yeah, right.
All right. So now tell me, if you could change one thing about Uttarakhand,
Mm-hmm.
right? What would you like to change about
About Uttarakhand, not about a whole Uttarakhand because I have not visited a lots of places. But if you ask me about my city, that I can tell you what's the thing that I want to change
it?
here.
Yes, no problem.
That
Yeah,
is
go ahead.
the education system here and about the tuition scenario because it is very regressive here. Here is no good college and schools as well. Or about the education scenario is very regressive. The teacher who teach at school, they always pressurize to the student that to come to go there for the tuitions. Not it is not it because it's the choice of the student and the family that where they go, but the teachers always try to force them that to go to them. That's the thing here. And they don't teach, actually they don't teach, they just give the marks. That's the thing.
All right. Here are no colleges. This is wrong. There are no colleges
They
here.
are okay. Here is no college, it's wrong.
This is what
Okay.
you said, right? This is what you said, rather. So here are no good colleges or whatever it is. There are no good colleges here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So again, you have to be careful. It's all about practicing and working on sentence structure, right?
Okay. Yeah, right.
Now, tell me, in the last couple of years, how have you seen society change? Like for me, one way society has changed is through the use of technology. Technology has transformed our lives completely, right? So, apart from technology, can you think of ways in which you have seen society changing in the last couple of years?
Yeah, about society. So like nowadays people are using phone a lot. That's the thing I'm just noticing at this time. This is the change because when I was in my class 12th or class 11th, when I was a kid, actually when I was in my teenage, so at that time people was not using a lot of phone, and now people are using a lot of phone and they are just wasting their time on mobile phones. So this thing and about the um, now people are most aware about the education system or about the whatever they see on the mobile phone, they try to do in their life, I think these things.
So, now, one other way that I've seen society change is especially if you look post COVID, right? I
Mm.
think after COVID, people have become more aware about their health and
About
how to
their
be,
health, yeah.
yeah, and how to be a little more careful about keeping hygienic, keeping very hygienic, basically, right?
Yeah, yeah, right.
And one other thing that I have noticed is related to kids. I think after COVID, young kids are not playing out as much as they did before COVID came about.
Yeah, and still people are using mask and sanitizer. It is not like compulsory now, but in my college and some other places, people are still using the mask and the sanitizer. This is the thing that they are more aware about their health.
Right. So these are all changes that you know we can see around us, basically, right?
Yeah,
These
right.
changes were not there. These things were not there. I think COVID has brought a lot of changes. Technology has brought a lot of
Yeah,
changes, basically, right?
yeah, right.
Okay. So now tell me, how do you spend a weekend, a typical weekend in your city? For example,
It's
what do you do on Saturdays and Sundays, or on any one of these days?
because it's not a metropolitan city. That's why I can't tell you about a lot of things, but often people go to on Saturday night and the Sunday to watch movie in the cinema hall. And if you talk about myself, that what I do on my weekends, so mostly I spend my time to watch any movie on Saturday night, and I spend my Sunday to wash clothes. This is the thing I always done on Sunday.
These are the things I always do on Sundays.
Oh,
Once
do
said
also.
and done,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me now, are you a friendly person or are you a quiet and shy person? Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Ye- I'm an introvert. I'm very shy, but if I make a bond with somebody, so I don't break very easily. I trust people, and but I don't speak a lot. Like always, my friends and my family members, they always like ask to me that why you don't speak a lot. It means like we have to speak needed, but I don't speak a lot.
Okay. So, Mantasha, all of my friends ask to me. That to is not required here.
Okay. Today I'm making a lots of mistake because just 2 minutes ago, I just came from outside and just I'm feeling I'm
No,
suffering from fever and a lots of thing
no,
on
very
body ache.
So these are little things that I think you're a good speaker, but you make a lot of little mistakes, right?
Yeah. Today I'm not like I'm not confident to speak even because I'm just suffering from fever and 1 hour ago I was somewhere and I was totally unable to take medicine there and but after this I will go for checkup.
All right. I think you better do that as soon as possible, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And another thing is um, a lots. You don't say
Okay.
a lots, right?
Lots.
When you
Okay.
say lots, then you don't use a because a is also singular actually, right?
Okay. A
There
lot.
is a car outside my house. Whenever you use the article a, that denotes that you are talking about something singular, a singular noun being, right?
Yeah, right.
So, or anything descriptive. But you don't say there are lots of something like that, right?
Okay.
You can
Right.
say there are lots of cars outside my house, right?
Okay. Yeah,
Did you
right.
get me?
Yeah, I'm getting your point.
Right, good. Okay, so now tell me, have you been to other cities around India?
Yeah, I have visited Ajmer, Lucknow, and but I have not visited, as I told you, lots of places. Just Ajmer
Lots,
and
again,
a lot, a lot, a lot. Yeah,
I have not visited a lot of
a
places,
lot of
right?
places. Yeah, right.
And where would you like to go to in India? Which cities would you like to visit if you have the chance?
Kashmir.
Kashmir, right?
Yeah.
And what attracts you towards Kashmir? Why do you want to go to Kashmir?
Because of the snow and the people they live, actually one of my friends, he was visiting the Kashmir, then I saw lots of photos, a lot of photos, and that's the thing it attract me at that time. And one of my friend is still visiting the Kashmir, and she always gives me a lot of pictures, so it is very attractive.
Okay. So, in addition to all of the mistakes, all of the suggestions that I made for you, please do not use the in front of proper nouns. I want to visit the Kashmir.
Okay,
Right?
I want
So
the
we
Kashmir.
say I want to visit Kashmir. Right? You never use the in front of proper nouns. We don't say the
Okay.
Rajasthan
Okay.
or the Uttarakhand, for example.
Yeah,
Right?
we should say, we can say like the United Arab Emirates.
In a few
Yeah,
cases, yes. Maybe
in
like the
few
United
cases.
States,
Yeah.
right? Generally, you don't use the in front of proper nouns.
Hmm. Before
Right?
this session, my tutor corrected me here that we can't use the for everything, and now
Yep.
I forget.
You can use the, you normally use the always in front of common nouns,
Okay.
like the market, the hospital, right? The pharmacy, the cinema hall,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Now, you would use the with proper nouns in the case in
Mhm.
which the proper noun is more than one.
Okay.
For example, the United States of America.
Mm. And which word we will use with like we are saying John and Ellie. So we will use is or are.
Are, because they
Are.
are two people
Okay.
that you are talking about, right?
Okay. Yeah. Right.
The same case of the United Arab Emirates. So you
Mm.
know that you are talking about more than one emirate.
Okay.
That's why, just like in the case of the USA or the US, not the USA, you never say the USA, you say the US, right? Now the
Yeah.
US comprises of many states, which form part of the name, the United States of America, right?
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Likewise, the
Okay.
United Kingdom. Now the UK is composed of many countries or many cities which form the United Kingdom together. That's
Yeah,
why in such cases you need to use the in front of these proper nouns, right?
yeah, right.
So this is all these are all things that you need to keep in mind, right?
Okay. Yeah, right.
All right. So tell me, are you a foodie now? Do you like eating lots of different foods, or are you a
Yeah.
simple eater?
Yeah, I'm very foodie actually. And before lockdown, I used to go restaurant a lot of time because I was really like steam momo. So, but when I got to know that it is unhealthy, now I don't go a lot of time because uh, I remember when I took a lot of quantity of momo and and then I was suffering from stomach ache. So now I always prefer to take homemade food.
All right. So you are not going out to enjoy the local food there in
I
Uttarakhand.
go whenever my friends invite on birthday party, but not in 3 days in a week, 4 days in a week.
You don't go frequently, basically, right?
Yeah, yeah, right.
Okay. So what? Tell me something special that you think is available only in Uttarakhand and not anywhere else. A special local dish.
Special local dish. I don't know.
You don't
Uh,
know. Okay, good enough. And tell me, what would you recommend if I were to come to your city? What would you
mhm.
recommend me to see there?
To visit.
Yeah, of course.
So here is I will suggest you to visit Nainital here and
Nainital.
Nainital. Yeah, it's very beautiful because of lake and because of hills. People always visit Nainital on 1st of Jan. They celebrate 1st January there
No, why? Why do they spend New Year's there?
because
Any?
I don't like. That's why I think because
You don't like it, so that's
I don't
why.
like to.
Okay,
I enjoy my time to be alone and just to read books.
okay,
That
but
is my happiness.
why do other people typically visit Nainital on the 1st of Jan?
Just because of the lightning, because of the lake, and because they want to have some fun in their life. That's why.
So there's a special lightning that is arranged during
Yeah,
New Moon.
Nainital is very beautiful in Uttarakhand. That's why they always go.
How about rafting and all of these other things?
Yeah,
There's, there's a lot of adventure activities that people do,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Right.
you don't do any of these. You don't enjoy any of these.
No.
Okay, I think you really are an introvert, right?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so Natasha, I think that's the end of the session, right? Now I've made you lots of recommendations, right? And I really hope that you would work on these, right?
Okay.
Now to recap, tenses, prepositions, sentence formation, right? So many things that you need to know,
Okay.
and articles also, the and
Okay.
the, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
please try and work on this and get well soon. And
Okay.
I hope we meet again at some other time, right?
Okay. Yeah. Right.
All right. So just one last question, and then you can
Yeah.
rush off to the doctor. Tell me, do you have good medical facilities there in Nainital,
No.
or
Not
in
good.
Uttarakhand?
No. No. No.
You don't have good facilities.
No.
So how do you manage with your medical needs?
Like medical needs, there are many hospitals in Uttarakhand, but in not in my city actually.
So what is the solution for an emergency, a medical emergency, example? You
We
have to
have
go to
to
the
mo- we have to move Haldwani or Rudrapur. This is the solution for that.
uh, that's not really good. So if there's a medical emergency, then you don't have any choice but to move to somewhere better, right?
Yeah, right.
And where are you going now? Is there a doctor somewhere nearby, or are you going to a chemist to get some medicines?
No, it's a family doctor, so I will go.
All right. All right. So just go on, right? I
Yeah.
think that's the end of the session, and take care, then, right?
Okay.
All right, Natasha. Take care of yourself. Have a great day.
Okay.